My sister took a $10,800 luxury cruise on my credit card, so I sold the house they never expected. The charge appeared at 2:17 a.m. I remember the exact time because I was awake, staring at the ceiling of my bedroom, listening to the old house breathe, wood popping softly, pipes clicking like tired bones. I'd been doing that a lot lately. Thinking, replaying conversations, wondering how I'd become the invisible daughter in a family that used my name, my money, my patience like they were unlimited resources. My phone buzzed. $10,800, Ocean Crown Luxury Cruises. For a moment, I thought it was fraud, some overseas scam. I sat up, heart racing, refreshing my banking app again and again. But the merchant name didn't disappear. The pending charge didn't vanish. And then it hit me. My sister. Of course it was her. I called the bank immediately, hands shaking, but the charge had already been authorized using my saved card details. Details only 3 people had access to. My parents and my sister Lily. Lily, the golden child. Lily, who had never paid a bill in her life. Lily, who once cried because her balcony view on a resort didn't feel rich enough. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I laughed. A small, quiet laugh that sounded foreign even to me. Because that $10,800 cruise wasn't the beginning. It was the final confirmation of something I'd known my whole life. I grew up in a house where love was measured in usefulness. Lily was born beautiful, loud, charismatic. She smiled and people bent. Teachers adored her. Relatives spoiled her. My parents revolved around her orbit like she was the sun. I was the other one. The responsible one. The quiet one. The one who understood. When Lily needed a new phone, I understood. When she needed help with rent, I understood. When my parents forgot my birthday but threw her a surprise party, I understood. Understanding became my curse. By my late 20s, I had a stable job in finance, good credit, savings, and a house. A modest 2-story place I'd bought on my own. My parents insisted we keep it in the family. So I did something stupid. I let them stay. I paid the mortgage, I paid the insurance, I paid the taxes. They paid me back with silence, entitlement, and eventually, theft. The cruise wasn't subtle. It was extravagant. A luxury liner, Mediterranean route, private balcony suite, champagne package. Lily posted photos before she even boarded. Finally living my best life, Gemwater blessed. I watched the stories load, one by one. Her laughing on the deck. Her silk dress blowing in the wind. Her glass raised in a toast. Paid for by my credit. I didn't comment. I didn't call her. Instead, I booked an appointment with a real estate attorney. Because the house Lily thought she lived in. It was never hers. It wasn't even my parents'. It was mine. When I confronted them, they didn't deny it. My mother sighed, like I was inconveniencing her. Lily needed a break, she said. You know how stressed she's been. I stared at her. With what? Shopping. My father folded his arms. Don't be dramatic, you have money. That sentence snapped something inside me. Not anger. Clarity. I realized then that to them, I wasn't a daughter. I was a resource. A walking credit limit. I asked one question. Did you ask me? Silence. Then Lily rolled her eyes. I was going to tell you, she said. You're so uptight. Uptight. About $10,000. About fraud. About betrayal. I nodded. Okay, I said calmly. Enjoy your trip. They thought they'd won. They had no idea I'd already started selling the house. The buyer came fast. Cash offer, no contingencies. I didn't tell my family, not a word. I packed my things slowly, quietly, moved essentials to storage, redirected my mail, changed passwords, froze my credit. I watched Lily come home from her cruise glowing, bragging, dripping with entitlement. She talked about sunsets and private dinners, and how the staff treated her like royalty. I smiled and listened. Because revenge tastes best when it's patient. The closing date was a Tuesday. I remember because my mother was making soup, humming softly, completely unaware that her world was about to evaporate. The new owners arrived that afternoon. Legal, calm, professional. When the doorbell rang, my father opened it with a frown. "Can I help you?" "Yes," the man said pleasantly. "We're here for the property walkthrough. We closed this morning." My mother dropped the ladle. Lily laughed, very funny. I stepped forward. "It's not a joke," I said. "I sold the house." The room exploded. My mother screamed. My father demanded explanations. Lily cried like a child, denied a toy. "You can't do this," she shouted. "I already did," I replied. Then I handed them printed copies. The deed. The sale contract. The move-out notice. 30 days. I watched their faces change as realization set in. They had taken my money thinking I'd stay silent. They were wrong. That night, Lily tried to manipulate me. She knocked on my door, mascara streaked, voice trembling. "I didn't mean it," she whispered. "We're family." I looked at her, the same sister who never once defended me, never shared, never apologized. "You stopped being my family when you used my name like a credit card," I said. She left without another word. The last day was quiet. Too quiet. I loaded my final box into my car as movers carried furniture out that no longer belonged to us. My parents stood on the porch, stunned. Lily sat on the steps, scrolling through her phone, probably trying to figure out who she could use next. I walked up to them one last time. "I paid for that cruise," I said. "Consider this house your receipt." Then I left. No screaming. No drama. Just consequences. 6 months later, my credit was clean. My savings rebuilt. I moved into a smaller place in a city where no one knew my last name. I heard through relatives that Lily was struggling, that my parents were angry, that they told everyone I was heartless. I smiled, because for the first time in my life, I wasn't useful to them. I was free. And that $10,800 cruise, it cost them everything they thought they owned. People think revenge is loud. They imagine screaming matches, police cars, courtrooms, viral moments. Mine wasn't like that. Mine was quiet. And that terrified them more than anything else. 3 weeks after I sold the house, my phone started ringing. Not Lily. My parents. Over and over. I let it ring. Then came the messages. "Please call us. We need to talk. This has gone too far. Gone too far." They said that like stealing $10,800 from me was a small misunderstanding, but selling my own house was a crime. I blocked them. That's when things got ugly. They showed up at my new apartment. Unannounced. Standing in the lobby like lost tourists who had taken a wrong turn into reality. My mother looked smaller somehow, older, her confidence cracked. My father tried to stay stern, but his voice shook. "You embarrassed us," he said. I smiled slightly. "No," I corrected. "You embarrassed yourselves." Lily stood behind them, arms crossed, nails done, phone in hand, still dressed like life owed her luxury. "You ruined everything," she snapped. "Do you know how people look at us now?" I leaned against the doorframe. Like adults who finally have to pay their own bills. Silence. Then my mother did something she had never done before. She cried. Not soft tears. Ugly, panicked ones. "We have nowhere to go," she whispered. "We gave everything for you girls." I felt something tighten in my chest. Not guilt. Recognition. They didn't give everything. They took everything, just from me. I told them the truth. "I didn't sell the house because of the cruise," I said calmly. I sold it because you thought you could keep doing this forever. Lily scoffed. It was just money. I laughed. That's funny, I said, because you've never earned any. Her face burned red. For the first time in her life, someone had said it out loud. They left that day without a solution, without an apology, without power. And that's when karma decided to clock in. Lily tried to survive on her own. It lasted 2 months. Her friends stopped inviting her out once she couldn't pay. Her boyfriend disappeared when she asked him to cover rent. Her network vanished the moment she stopped funding brunches and trips. Turns out luxury friends love luxury money. My parents downsized fast. A small rental, no guest room, no pride. They tried to tell relatives their version of the story, that I was cruel, selfish, ungrateful. But here's the thing about truth. It leaks. People started asking questions. Why was the house only in my name? Why was the credit card mine? Why did Lily need my money at all? The narrative cracked. And once it did, it collapsed. One evening, months later, Lily called me. Her voice was different. Lower, slower. I need help, she said. I sat on my couch, tea cooling in my hands. With what? I asked. I'm in debt, she admitted. I used cards, loans, I thought I'd figure it out. I almost laughed. Almost. You used me as training wheels, I said softly. Now you're riding without them. She was quiet. Then she whispered, I'm scared. I believed her. But fear doesn't erase history. I won't give you money, I said, but I'll give you advice. She sniffed. What? Learn to live without taking. She hung up. That was the last time we spoke. Final ending. What I Gianni. A year passed. My life became peaceful. No drama. No emergency calls. No guilt payments disguised as love. I traveled, but on my terms. I invested. I slept without checking my bank app at 2 a.m. I rebuilt something far more valuable than a house. Boundaries. One afternoon, I received a message from my mother. Short. Simple. We should have protected you. I'm sorry. No excuses. No manipulation. Just words. I didn't reply. Some apologies are acknowledged by silence. People ask me sometimes if I regret it. Selling the house. Cutting them off. Letting my sister fall. I don't. Because here's the truth no one likes to say. Love that only exists when you're useful isn't love. It's leverage. They took my credit card and booked a $10,800 luxury cruise, thinking I'd swallow it like everything else. They never imagined I'd sell the ground beneath their feet. But I did. And when the dust settled, I realized something incredible. I wasn't heartless. I was finally choosing myself. The end.